Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. I wanted to jump on for a quick Monday motivation. I used to do those all the time and just got out of the habit. And I just listened to a video. I'm going to post the link in the comments. Thank you to a sweet friend for kicking my butt this morning. But it got me thinking. So I've got some things swirling around my brain. And I was like, you know what? I'm just throwing it out there for Monday motivation and for personal accountability. So cheers to the last Monday of November. I am drinking my lean protein shake. And I got to thinking about goals. We are getting to the end of 2020. Thank you, Jesus. We're almost there, people. The last Monday of November. Tomorrow is December 1st. How is 2020 going to end? Was it what you hoped it would be? Do you have some goals and dreams and results that you've not gotten? Sign me up for that. And so I was really just thinking and processing some stuff, and I wanted to share with you a quote and then my thoughts on that. And one of my mentors, friends, authors, somebody that I have loved reading his books that I met years and years and years and years ago, Orrin Woodward, he said a quote, and it has stood out to me for years. And when he said it, I was like, wait, I have to think about that for a second. And the more I think about it and the more I process it, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so true. So he said, you either hate to change enough to lose, or you hate to lose enough to change. And if you think about that for a minute, it's like, okay, what exactly was he saying there? So if you hate to change enough to lose, that equals where I am right now, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, business-wise, all of the things, wherever you are right now, are you at a place where your thoughts, habits, beliefs, actions are getting you to where you need to be? If you hate to change whatever it might be that's going to help you to win at life, win at finances, win in your relationships, win in your business, that just is what it is. And this was my note to self. I can't be mad about the results or the benefits that I'm not experiencing if I hate to change. If I'm not going to address the skill, the belief, the mindset, the whatever the case might be. So if you hate to change enough to lose, you're willing to settle for losing at your goal, losing out at your dream, losing at whatever, because your resistance, your willing to, is not as big as your want to. So if I say to myself, I want to be a millionaire, but I'm not willing to make the changes to learn how to budget, to learn how to diversify my income, to learn how to save, to learn how to make my money work for me, to learn new opportunities so that I have some residual income. If I'm not willing to make those changes, I am going to lose. Okay? So you either hate to change enough to lose, or you hate to lose enough that you are willing to make the changes so that loser status and whatever it is, the goals that you're missing, becomes a win. So wherever you are, wherever I am, evaluating, you either hate to change enough to lose, which that's fine. You're choosing losing if you don't want to make the necessary changes to learn, to grow, whatever the case might be. Or you hate to lose in any of those areas enough that you are willing to lean into the hard, lean into the unknown, lean into the fear of failure, lean into all of those things, because those thoughts and actions and willing to invest in that will then turn into you winning wherever you want to in life. So when I think about it, do my habits, do my actions, do all of those things reflect the goals that I have for myself? So if I want to be a size 6 and look amazing in a bikini, which is kind of like a goal that I dangle out there in my brain from time to time, am I willing to change the habits and commit to the actions that are going to pay off for those results? And when it boils down to it, I haven't been willing to change my eating habits. I haven't been willing to find an exercise that works for me with my tailbone injury. I have not committed to making the changes. Therefore, I am losing out at that goal. So one of two things needs to happen. I either need to get real with the fact that I'm not willing to make those changes, and so that goal is never going to happen, and adjust my goal, or I need to say, yes, ultimately, that is the goal that I am working on. So I need to change. Some actions need to change. Some habits need to change. So here I am, Monday morning, November 30th, admitting and committing to you guys that my habits with my food addiction have been crappy. I've been eating whatever I want, whenever I want, and as much as I want. And that's not getting me to my end goal, right? When we had this huge goal of complete financial freedom, completely debt free, but by the time I turned 40, which I just had my 44th birthday, it didn't just happen. It happened because we wrote down the goal and said that was not something that we were willing to adjust. And we made the changes necessary to make that happen. When we wrote that last check for our last mortgage payment the month before I turned 40, it was because my husband had spreadsheeted me to death. That should be a bad word, but it's a good word in a house now. Every single penny that went out of this house was accounted for. Every single purchase, he was like, what'd you buy? What'd you buy? Where'd this money go? Did you need this? What's this PayPal? And I'm like, oh my gosh, please quit asking me those questions. He made sure that our actions and that our habits lined up with what we wanted our end goal to be. And it happened. Okay? So I want you to think right now, it's Monday, but yes, it's the last day of a month, but fresh beginnings tomorrow, but it's Monday. I want you to think, what are those goals that you have been belly aching about? What are those dreams that you have been saying, yes, that's going to be nice, but I don't know when that's going to happen. What are those things that you want in your life? Physically, financially, spiritually, relationships, business, all of the things. What are those goals? And you need to ask yourself, do I hate to change enough that I am going to settle for losing and falling short of my goals? Or do I hate to lose enough that I am going to make the changes necessary to align myself with the actions and the habits that are going to propel me and move me forward so that I can say, by golly gosh, I hit those goals? It's one or the other, and it's all personal choice. Nobody's going to ask you to get uncomfortable. Nobody is going to ask you to do the hard. No one is going to ask you to step outside of your comfort zone. You are the one, I am the one that has to say, I hate losing at these goals that I've set for myself, and something's got to change. I have to learn a skill. I have to embrace a fear. I have to just keep trying no matter what. My habits have to become refined. I have to give up the lack of time management and the disorganization. I have to be focused. I have to be committed. And I am here to say, I'm not willing to lose, and I'm not willing to have 2020 end as a complete wash. I am making the changes that I need to in the actions and the habits that I need to, because I want to turn losing and not hitting goals into succeeding and feeling really proud that I know I had the choice to commit to changing something and leaning in and pressing in and doing the hard so that I can win in all things, in all areas of my life. So cheers. That's your Monday motivation. If it's helpful, I'd love to hear it. If you want to commit with me to the best 31 days ever, finishing out 2020, I am back on MyFitnessPal. I am back on drinking my water. Cheers to my shake. I've already committed to some business goals and gotten a bunch of stuff done today. Hang on, people. 2020 actually, in the grand scheme, the perspective of it all, I'm grateful. I am grateful for the lessons learned. Hashtag 2020. Anyway, there's your Monday. There's your Monday dose of you can do it. Have a great day, guys.